always a few questions that I always ponder to myself, I'm always wondering about. The first one is it a good thing that anime became mainstream? And another one is like, why did anime become mainstream? Another one, and then like the final one I usually have is like, what anime were like popular enough that made anime mainstream like throughout all the history? So in this video, I'm gonna talk about different things about like, is it a good thing that anime is like so mainstream now? We're gonna look at a little brief history of like certain anime that like at times might have made anime popular in the West or outside of Japan. We're gonna look at a few. I might not have every single one, so if I miss something from the 90s or 2000s or 2010s, the 2010s, I'm only going to do early stuff because we know, majority of people, we know all the stuff from later 2010s that became popular. But we're going to look at that in like maybe certain anime in certain years that actually like made anime like popular, like certain ones. So like it's always interesting, especially like now, because like we're going to get into now because like we kind of know why, and it's kind of surprising like some of the reasons like why now. It's talking about like in the 2020s why anime is as popular as it is. But when it comes down to just like, is anime like being mainstream a good thing? It's like, yes, because that literally gets us to like where we are now and we get more stuff. But there are a few bad things that I do think about when it comes to it. Like, especially like I remember it was like last year, there was like some like random politician playing some Attack on Titan stuff where it's like stuff like that's kind of like, I guess you could gatekeep and keep people like that out of there. But another reason why I think it's like it is a good thing is because like if you look at the manga industry right now, manga is booming out here in the West, bro. A lot of stuff is going out of stock because so many people are buying it. But like that contributes to something that we're going to talk about later on in the video because it is interesting. Like it's fascinating like with some of the stuff it helps it out with. So we're going to go over like a little brief history of different anime that at the time might have like shown people what anime was. And of course, if we're going to start, we got to start in the 90s. And when we come to the 90s, I call it the big holy trinity of the 90s, like the big three, not really big three because you know what the big three is. I don't really care, but we'll just call it the holy three anime in the 90s that in my opinion brought anime to a higher level when it comes to out west, and that's Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon, Pokemon. And yes, you could also add in Gundam because Gundam was like very popular. There's other ones too I will mention, but when it comes to those three right there, I want to just mention those three. Dragon Ball Z, whenever it comes to like any guy, especially in my case, any black person I've ever met, I've mentioned Dragon Ball Z, they know what it is. Pokemon, we already know. Pokemon is a crazy franchise. What is it, like the highest like selling franchise of all time when it comes to like video games, all the stuff. Pokemon's nuts. Sailor Moon is nuts. Like that introduced literally anime to so many girls. Even guys are watching it because like we watch Sailor Moon. But yeah, those three, and then of course Gundam Wing, Neon Genesis, Evangelion, of course Cowboy Bebop, Digimon too, because Digimon was up there. And then Yu Yu Hakusho. Those are some of the 90s ones I think about. You could say Outlaw Star, but like some of the ones that like really just showed people and paved the way for anime to be popular, because like these were like on different channels or like you saw stuff. But like the main merchandise you always saw was Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon, and Pokemon. Those three, they always had merchandise everywhere. Like I said, Gundam's just as popular as these ones, but like when it comes to those ones, in my opinion, those three are always the three I think about when it comes to the 90s and like what made anime popular over here. Because like those three, in my opinion, like they really were, especially Pokemon, bro. Because what Pokemon is, like there's a reason why when Ash finally got his he became a league champion in the Sun and Moon region, whatever that was, in the Alola region. There's a reason why everybody, that was trending, everybody was talking about it, because like people messed with that anime back in the day. Them first few seasons when he's in Kanto and Johto slapped crazy. But then we get to the 2000s. The 2000s are interesting. I'm probably gonna miss stuff because I didn't put everything, because that'd be a long ass list if I put everything that was popular in the 2000s. But of course you have Yu-Gi-Oh, of course Duel Monsters, everybody knows about Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh was so damn popular. Naruto, of course, we know. Bleach, One Piece, of course, Inuyasha, Spirit Away, especially with Spirit Away winning the, what was it, the Oscar? Won an Oscar? Yes, Spirit Away. It introduced so many people to more anime. And then we have Elfen Lied, of course, that. Boogie Pop Phantom, Fui Kui, The Big O, The Melancholy of Haruya Suzuyama, of course. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, because that did start, and we can count the other Full Metal too. Then we have Code Geass, of course, Death Note, Black Lagoon, K-On! There's other ones I probably forgot. I probably didn't mention, but if any of those I didn't mention that probably you can put in the comments. I'll talk about them because like I more than likely forgot. And then we get to 2010s. Now 2010, I'm not going to mention everything because there's one thing that happened in 2010 in my opinion that like it had the effect on like the anime community the way I saw like Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon, and Pokemon is. We'll get there. But when you come to 2010, of course you have Kill la Kill, Magica Mandokita, Hunter x Hunter, Sword Art Online, JoJo, of course, High School DxD, Fate Zero, One Punch Man, other stuff. We know about the majority here, but I want to get to a certain year where, in my opinion, that like it did the mainstream-ish. It started because I saw so much merchandise of this and so many different people watching. That's in 2013 when Attack on Titan came out. When Attack on Titan came out, I've never seen as much merchandise as Attack on Titan as I saw for like as merchandise. Like, there was so much merchandise and like I saw it everywhere. And a lot of people were talking about Attack on Titan when it came out in 2013. Like, I saw people that didn't even watch anime at the time. There was like so many different people that talked about Attack on Titan. It was just like very popular. But in my opinion, where the anime really became mainstream was from 2015, I'll say. 2015 to 2019 is when anime started to become more mainstream, and you saw a lot more people watching anime. Because like, I remember getting out of high school in 2016, and then like it being like 2017, 2018, somewhere around there, just seeing so many different people I went to high school with like messing with anime. And then of course 2019, one of the anime that contributed a lot, especially the later episodes because of what happened, is Demon Slayer. But then when it comes to Demon Slayer, the other thing that really pushed it was 2020 with Mugen Train. And yes, Demon Slayer really does go in that catalog for Dragon Ball Z, stuff like that, for getting people into anime, because Demon Slayer did numbers. There's a reason why the movie did numbers, the manga's doing numbers. Like, it is like very important when it comes to like making anime popular. Demon Slayer is like, whatever you say about the series, it's already solidified basically as a GOAT for basically introducing anime to so many different people. And the numbers it did, it's already there. And like, it's a short series, but like, it did what it needed to do. That's the interesting thing about Demon Slayer. But the one thing, in my opinion, that made anime like crazy, and that's 2020 with the panorama that we had, or you know what I'm talking about, the thing we're still in. When 2020 hit, especially around March, mid-March, was it like late March, when basically half of the whole country basically went into lockdown, and a lot of people had school online, all that stuff, bro. That's what basically made anime become mainstream, because at that time, there's so many people that finally got into anime because they were at home. And that's what literally made, and I call it the 2020 boom, mainly because like so many different people, like you really see this on TikTok. And like, I would say TikTok also helped too, because there's so many people that got into anime in 2020 and they made TikToks, and you see so many TikToks blowing up and people watching anime because of TikTok. I would say 2020 and TikTok, in my opinion, and of course Demon Slayer, are like three of the things that just started for that 2020 boom that just made anime like what it is now. Because like, bro, it's hella popular. Like I said, there's manga and stuff going out of stock all the time. I'm happy anime Blu-rays don't, but eventually that might happen. But I don't know if people really get into anime Blu-rays. But of course, figures and manga and stuff, people are always buying. People have always been buying figures, but more people are buying stuff, and like, it's very interesting. So yes, like the question I said at the beginning, is it a good thing that anime became mainstream? Yes, it is a good thing, because like, bro, we get more manga, we get more anime, and then we get a lot of, and one thing for me is like, a lot of more anime are getting like Blu-ray physical releases, and I love that. We're getting more figures, stuff like that. The only bad thing I think about for the future is that I hope that Japan never at one point like listen, the anime industry, I hope they never listen to American opinions, like, ever, because America, we ruin shit. I don't want them to ever, like, I know like we're starting to become like a very big profitable audience for them, and we're making them a lot of money. But I hope they never listen to us. Just be like Nintendo. Nintendo doesn't give a... Nintendo's one of them gaming companies that does not care about their fans. They're going to put out what they put out. But I think the anime industry should continue that, and don't ever listen to any opinions from America. Even if America ever becomes like hella more profitable for you, don't ever. That's the one thing I always think about. Like, don't ever listen to us, bro. We be with some bullshit ass opinions at times. Like, look at how we have like some of the most toxic fan bases just because like some of the bullshit we be doing, bro. And of course, some of the things I can't forget about that really help push anime is of course Toonami. Most definitely, Toonami is one of them things that like pushed anime, and it went to a whole new level. Because like, bro, there's so many anime I watched on Toonami. I think I stopped watching Toonami around 2017-ish, even though I at the time I was watching stuff online. It was just because like I messed with Toonami, grew up with it. I would still watch shows on there, because like if I just felt like watching on there, just like it'd be like something I could watch like once every Saturday. It was just like some reason, it gave me a reason to just still watch cable. That was why, on Saturdays. But yeah, I'm not gonna forget about Toonami. Of course, it's a GOAT. And then of course, shout out to Cartoon Network for even having Toonami on there, and shout out to Cartoon Network at times for showing some of the Studio Ghibli movies and other anime movies, because I used to do that too. And it would be like towards, because you know when Cartoon Network would show movies like that 7 to 8 o'clock window, they used to do that. Shout out to Disney XD, because they did show some anime at one time. They had Naruto Shippuden on there. Of course, shout out to Fox, 4Kids, what was that, like WXB, whatever it was called. And there was just like, it was also a Japanese channel. Like, I don't know if you guys remember that. Like, it was a Japanese channel because like it used to show old anime like Dragon Ball, Case Closed, other stuff like that. I saw like so many different stuff, and like it would always, like, it was always some random channel. Whenever I would get like a new cable thing, like we switch or something, I would always have to find it again, and it was always be like some super random channel. And also back in the day, Stars used to show anime movies too, because I remember my brother said that's how you watched Akira, Ghost in the Shell, stuff like that. And shout out to VHSs too, because bruh, shout out to all the like the places that sold VHSs and all that, bro. Cause like my brother and I, we had Akira on VHS for so long, and like it was crazy. But yeah, it is interesting just to think about, like, is it a good thing that anime is like popular now and so mainstream? Like, yes, it's a good thing. It's just like it pushes it that like we're getting more stuff over here. The one thing I'm hoping that eventually happens is that we start to get better figures and stuff like that. Cause in Japan they get a lot of like exclusive stuff. And I just hope that eventually we can start getting that exclusive stuff and we don't have to buy it out of Japan. I know there's like certain shops like Good Smile and what is it, like Ami Ami, whatever it is called, that like they sell stuff too that we can get on there and like get it easier over here. But I just really hope that we can get access to all of that like eventually and stuff like that. We get some of that exclusive stuff that they get some of the times. And I just hope that we get certain manga over here faster than what we have, because like it took, like, we should have not got, like, bro, it took forever for us to finally get Tokyo Revenger, and it's like we should have been got that. Like, there's certain manga that we should be getting over here way faster, but the way stuff works, they're doing it slow. So one of the things I hope that eventually happens, and I hope movie theaters saw what Mugen Train did, is that we eventually get all these anime movies basically in every single movie theater. I don't know if it is gonna happen because I haven't seen it. Like, Mugen Train was the only anime movie I saw in a long time that was like in movie theaters I never thought would show anime, because like literally all the movie theaters I live on, they never show anime, and I always have to go to the next town over to watch anime. Like, I hope eventually we get to a point where like all anime movies are basically at every anime theater. I was hoping that Mugen Train would have been the one to do that, like it did. But it's looking, we'll see. Hopefully in the future we can get more, because right now it just seems like there's only certain movie theaters that are still showing it like they were doing. But I'm just hoping in the future they look, all the movie theaters just do like what they did with Mugen Train. They put Mugen Train in theaters, and like that was crazy, because like, I was surprised that like it was at a movie theater I used to work at, and I was like, wow, that was surprising. But yeah, if I forgot any anime or any history, just let me know in the comments, because I probably did, because I was not trying to make a super long video. But yeah, like I said, it is a good thing that anime is mainstream now, because that opens up so many windows, or open up so many doors, I should say, to other opportunities, especially for us out in the West, that we can get certain stuff and other things, and like it makes anime more popular. The only thing I hope is just like eventually we can get more licensings for certain anime that are not on any streaming service. I hope that they can eventually get those back again and put them on streaming service, because like there's a lot of anime that is not on streaming service that should be on streaming service. But yeah, let me know, how do you feel about anime being mainstream? Is it a good thing to you? Do you think it's a bad thing? Do you think it's okay where we're at? Do you think 2020 was that boom? Do you think Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon, Pokemon were like the first three to really start it up popping, and certain ones in the 2000s? Do you think Attack on Titan had something to do with it? Do you think Demon Slayer? Let me know in the comments. But if you're new, why not subscribe? If you enjoyed the video, why not subscribe? If you enjoyed, like. If you didn't, you could dislike. Subscribe if you really enjoyed. And yeah, hey, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video though. Bye.